Hey, all right, friends. Doc South here with another one, another blurb for you. This one, honest to Pete, somewhere along the way, I'll probably be crying on this one. As you get older, I don't know what happens, but I saw just the neatest thing the other day on TV, and I don't really get much time to watch TV, but I came crawling home from DJing a craft fair. I was, I think, 8 hours of DJing and about an hour on each end of, setup and breakdown. And so I don't know, I was eating some, I think some vegetable lo mein and watching TV. And I think it was 60 Minutes was on last night. And they had a special. I don't normally get to see the show. It's just I'm not available at those times. But this time I was. And they were doing a special on relief to Puerto Rico. Evidently, there's a chef down there, Chef Jose Andres, and I may get his name wrong. I don't think I have his name wrong, but during the this episode, I might goof up a little. But yeah, Chef, we'll call him Chef, uh, Chef Jose, Chef Andres, probably be the best way to do it. And he evidently went down to Puerto Rico when after the hurricane hit, and shortly after. And I guess he saw that basically the people down there, well, they had no way to cook. They were eating basically, like out of a can, if they were lucky. They were getting MREs, meals ready to eat, I guess, from civil defense organizations, perhaps the Army, Armed Forces, sending them down. MREs, I've only eaten them once or twice, not being involved with the military, but I interviewed a fellow from the military, brought in a bunch of MREs, and they aren't bad, but after a while, they're not the greatest thing you ever ate, but in a situation when you're out in the field and there's say fighting going on, at least it's something you can eat and you can you can sort of get yourself sort of maybe a meal. After a while, those ain't going to cut it. And so anyway, this chef, Jose Andres, goes down to Puerto Rico, and he lands and he looks around. And he sees what people are eating, and he says, this won't do." They're already so upset, and they've lost family members, or they have no electricity, no heat. They're just this isn't good. He says they need a meal. They need a hot meal, and he's right. He said people need a nice hot meal at least once a day. The rest of the day, okay, maybe you can get by with some crackers and cheese, or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or an MRE. But somewhere along the day, you'd like to get something. You sit down, it's hot, fills you up, tastes good. He says, "So I'm getting to work." And he started scavenging. He evidently got people to hunt around to find different things, I guess, from homes and what have you, brought it in. He looks it all over. And, being a chef, he said, "Okay, yeah, I can make something nice with this." Next, he's made a linguine or something for everybody. And they're all sitting around. Maybe he started out, maybe he made enough for 400 people. Sent them out on scavenging, I guess, and got some more. Pretty soon he's calling his suppliers. Hey, you guys want to deal with my restaurant? I want to see 800 crates of blah, blah, blah on the right behind. I'll give you the coordinates. Drop them in. And next thing you know, long story short, it took a while, but he's got various people joining him, volunteers, people from his restaurant, people from Puerto Rico. They're knocking out something like 100,000 meals a day to folks that are, well, still don't have things going right for them. I mean, bless that guy. Doggone, that's a good idea. And a chef, who else to send but a chef? You got a guy who walks into a room, into a kitchen. He says, "What's in here?" Okay, you got 500 pounds of potatoes. All right, they're okay, right? They don't smell funny. No, okay, you got potatoes. Okay, now leave the peels on. Peels aren't so bad. Just wash them. Scrub them down. Doesn't matter so much what water. Rinse them off if you can, and start chopping them. Okay. What else do we got? Onion? Okay, good. Bring the onion in here. Peel them, chop them. Chop them real fine. Like on a White Castle. Okay, there you go. And next thing you know, he looks around. He sees, what else we got here? Come on, let's go. What? Okay, you got a whole bunch of eggs, huh? Okay, we're having potato omelets. Anything else? Tomatoes? You got canned tomatoes? Why didn't someone tell me this? I can make a perfectly delicious meal out of tomatoes, onions, potatoes. It'll be like soup. Oh, but we can make it so it's sort of like stew. You don't have any pasta, do you? Tell me you got some pasta somewhere. Next thing you know, everybody's eating rather well, and it catches on. The thing is success breeds success. Yeah. Yeah. Next thing you know, 100,000 people are getting fed by this chef. And God, I'll tell you, if I had a way to do it, oh, God, I would love to go help. I mean, that is such a cool thing. And it's like when Puerto Rico was having such trouble, especially right after everything. Gosh, I'm sure they sent down teams of doctors, but you could almost send doctors. Really good doctors could almost go into a town and just put a few boxes up and say, here, this is our clinic. What do we got? Okay, okay, someone comes in with a fairly bad cut. Well, again, probably could do some suturing right then and there. Get some disinfectant, and that's one less person walking around with a potentially infected arm. Maybe, you get a few good rescue people. They're always good. The guys I worked with were always good at improvising in a pinch. Someone's been hurt and you don't have any more backboards left. Well, you can make something out of boards. You could probably, even in the field under primitive conditions, I wouldn't suggest a person would have to get to a hospital quick enough, but a compound fracture where the bone's coming out of the leg, that I bet that could be reduced in the field if need be. If you had some supplies and maybe a case or two of vodka, and you might just you might be able to at least make it to the point where when the person finally gets to a hospital, he's not infected and in absolute agony, wishing he was dead. I mean, and there would be rescue people. EMTs and such would know how to transport a person, even if they had to do it in shifts by hand over hill. I mean, things, the people that are experts at certain things can do it rather than just sending down, it's almost like we've got to work on a way of getting experts on call that just grab their suitcase and run and get there. But especially that chef. Oh my God, what a wonderful person. And I'm sure there were many people improvising and doing all sorts of cool things. It'd be like me being a DJ. You could probably hand me a broken a CD player that works, maybe a mixing board that's just going on one channel, and give me a speaker and maybe, I don't know, some kind of crank up generator. I could probably provide music for people to listen to, and music hath charms. There's. But again, I just go back to that chef. I could see him. Maybe he's down near the water. He looks at a few of his guys and say, "Any of you guys good at fishing?" "Yeah, sure." "Go get me some fish. There, you got the whole ocean out there. Let's go." "Bring me a shark." Yeah, I'll cook it. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just just amazing thing. I think I noticed I Googled a little bit, and if you look up again, Chef Jose Andres. He's from Spain, I believe. You can find all this cool stuff about him. I think the 60-minute show is there too for you to look at. It's fairly close to the top of the list, and you can see what I mean. It was just inspiring. And he had nothing bad to say about any of the first responders. They did the best they could faced with what they had. And but there are people out there can look at an area, a neighborhood that's devastated, and they've been there, done that. They'll look it over and say, okay, separate the piles of wood so we don't get a fire. Uh, let's check. Let's start checking for people. Do we got any dogs that can sniff? And let's get the. We got to get the dead bodies out of here. Let's find the injured, get them on triage, and we'll do what we can. Maybe we can get a chopper to come by, and maybe over at the chopper field, there's probably a mechanic that could have come in, and maybe did, and said, okay, we got 8 choppers broken. We can looking at things. We can take parts from one to the other. There you go. We'll have 4 running. We don't have 8, but we got 4. I don't know. I it's just an amazing thing, the human spirit. And I think that chef has come up with, hopefully people were watching and thinking, this ain't a bad idea, this guy. He's got, get the experts. I don't know. I'll sign up for the DJ division. I sure. And no, that's, heck, you could almost, if, well, I don't know if they would have computers, but you could almost set, and you can do now webcasting. It sounds just like radio, and if they have a smartphone or something, at least they got some music to listen to and maybe some information passed on by way of that. Providing their cell towers are working or their power's up. Again, there's a lot of things the average person who is an expert one way or another can get cranking. Even like in boilers and stuff or autos. A good auto mechanic would have been pretty handy, taking one thing from one car and sticking it on another. Now we got a car to transport, go into a more secure area, take the people in, get them out of harm's way. I don't know. It's cool though. But that chef, it really got my head to spinning, and the whole time I'm looking, I'm just thinking, boy, what a great person. Just amazing to see how he just took charge like that. And again, had nothing bad to say about anyone who tried to help. Obviously, how could you? It was just amazing. Anyway, that was a good lesson learned, I think, from all the trouble in Puerto Rico. I guess it's still bad, but at least with people like Chef Andres, it's on its way to being at least a little bit better. Thank heaven, huh? Okay. Again, I don't know if I made any sense, but it just tickled me to see the human spirit as it should be. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, God bless him. Okay, friends, I'll see you later. Thank you, and for now, bye-bye.